It was one of the worst natural disasters the world has ever seen. Within minutes of the tsunami crashing to shore on December 26, 2004, entire towns in Aceh lay in ruins, and well over 100,000 people had died. 2 years on from the tragedy, there are signs the Indonesian province is on the road to recovery. But there have also been concerns voiced over the pace of reconstruction. Major aid donors such as the Asian Development Bank are working to speed up rehabilitation work in Aceh. The bank's vice president, Lawrence Greenwood, visited the province in November to meet with communities and assess progress in the tsunami recovery effort.
I came back because I saw in March that we were making good progress, but it was still not fast enough. And so I talked with the people about how we could accelerate what we're doing here in Aceh. And we worked out some ways of making it faster. And I came back. I told them I would come back before the end of the year to find out what the progress was. And there's been good progress.
But it's this whole junction because we're doing...
The ADB's $320 million tsunami relief plan for Aceh is part of the largest grant program in the bank's history. It focuses on housing construction, agriculture and fisheries, rebuilding infrastructure, and restoring people's livelihoods by supporting small business initiatives and community-based projects. For months after the tsunami, the thought of playing music again filled Ismail Sarong with sadness, as it reminded him of the immense personal losses he had suffered. The musician and his son survived the disaster because they were performing in a traditional Achenese concert that day, miles inland from their seaside village. Ismail's wife and 5 daughters were at the family home when the waves swept away their neighborhood. None of them survived. But like many people affected by the catastrophe, Ismail is trying to move forward. In early November, he took possession of a new house, part of a larger ADB finance project that will build 7,500 homes for families in Aceh. Ismail's new dwelling is on the same land where the 60-year-old has lived all his life and where his ancestors are buried. The house has given him hope, which together with trauma counseling has helped to restore a sense of purpose in his life.
I'm playing music again. I now realize I am alive, and I want to dedicate the rest of my life to teaching traditional music to young people in my village.
Mohammed Zakir used to be a fisherman. Now he's turned his hand to goat breeding. Under an ADB-supported initiative, 200 goats were divided among 25 families in the village whose fishing boats were destroyed, to breed and sell to market. The families must replenish their herds and give the baby goats to other villagers so they too can benefit from the livelihood scheme. The project is restoring some sense of community here in Manasa Tua, home to 3,000 families before the tsunami, but just 170 now. Mohammed and his wife Nurjana lost their first child in the tsunami. He was 1 year old. Nurjana has just given birth to a new baby boy, and the couple are beginning to see a future for their family.
I hope my son has more opportunities than his father had. I hope he will grow up to become a successful businessman.
In a picturesque rural community, a farmer plows a field with a new tractor provided by ADB. The tsunami destroyed tens of thousands of hectares of agricultural land, severely damaging an industry which employed almost half of Aceh's labor force and made up a third of its economy. Crops and food stores were washed away, so enabling farmers to cultivate their land again became an urgent priority. Fishing communities were also destroyed. The ADB, through the Government Reconstruction Agency, the BRR, is building 15 fish and shrimp hatcheries throughout Aceh as part of an income-generating venture. If all goes as planned, this pond will be operating within a month. Setting up rehabilitation projects in Aceh has been an enormous undertaking, and ensuring their long-term viability will also pose a challenge.
The challenges that lie ahead are mainly in following through on the implementation, making sure that we maintain the quality of these projects. We need to make sure that the quality is there and that we continue to work very closely with the affected communities. And I think that's the main thing, is just to keep our eye on that ball.
In one of the poorest parts of Banda Aceh, a mini entrepreneurial revolution is underway. Siti Atta is one of 8 women from her community who were given ADB loans of around $55 to start a business making pukara, a popular Achenese snack, to sell at local markets. Siti is helped by her 18-year-old daughter, Nur Ani, one of her 7 children. The women must pay back the loan within 17 weeks and put any extra earnings into a village fund. The project is modeled on Nobel laureate Muhammad Yunus's Grameen Bank, which provides credit for the poor in Bangladesh. The women's drive to succeed in building up a successful small business is already paying off. Nur Ani has just started college, where she is studying information and communications. This would not have been possible without the microfinance scheme, which has seen her mother's and the other women's incomes double.
I want to study hard and get a good job, and then I can earn a salary and give it to my mum to help the family. We can repair the house and stop it from leaking, and we'll be able to live a good life, a comfortable life.
It will take many years for Aceh to fully recover from the 2004 tsunami, which devastated communities and claimed so many lives.
Nice to meet you.
But support from the ADB and other international agencies working alongside their Indonesian partners has at least given people the basics to be able to start over. The Achenese have shown remarkable resilience, courage and patience in the wake of the disaster. What they need now is an assurance that the international community will stand by them on the long road to recovery.
Our long-term commitment is to see Aceh prosper. Aceh is the 3rd poorest province in Indonesia. It had challenges long before the tsunami came. It has special challenges because of tsunami, but we certainly are committed and will remain committed. We're here for the long term.